Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. So there's a case with Amnesty International where they have Manahel, who is a Saudi woman, and she's been sentenced apparently for 11 years to prison, and they put because of her choice of clothing. Because of her choice of clothing, this is why she was put in prison for 11 years. So first, don't ever believe their lies. They will over-dramatize. They will specifically dramatize an issue to make it look worse than it is in order for clickbait to gain your attention and your condemnation and your outrage. The truth is, the West is outraged about a woman being imprisoned for immodest dress wear, but why is there no condemnation from them for women who put themselves on OnlyFans? Because they support the sexual exploitation of women, so long as it's profitable. And these are the folks who want to lecture you on moral and ethical standards. Furthermore, don't believe in the nonsense that a woman is being imprisoned for 11 years, whether it be in Iran or Saudi Arabia, for refusing to adhere to Islamic dress code. A lot of these female activists in Iran or Saudi Arabia are paid agents and influencers of the West. They campaign to overthrow Islamic governments and laws for one that is Western or secular, which is similar to an act of treason. This is why they are dealt with so harshly, which the Western agents do not wish to tell you. And here is the double standards. I don't know if you've heard about a politician in Australia. His name was Sam Dastari, working for the Liberal Party. This man committed something like espionage or treason. He basically accepted donations from China so that he can pass laws to allow more immigrants to come into Australia. The Australian society was outraged by this because the more Chinese you get in Australia, the more communist influence you'll get in Australia, which then changes the fabric of this culture. So what did they do? They didn't put him in prison, but they booted him out of office. This was unacceptable. No one said, oh, Sam Dastari has got his own rightful human rights and his human rights should be respected. The entire Australian community got behind wanting this man to be put in prison, wanting this man to be publicly shamed and thrown out. Because Westerners believe to have Australia remain under the power of colonialist powers and colonialist culture and white culture. They don't want a politician to come to this country and take handouts from foreign donations to influence the country's politics and allow more immigrants to come in and then change the demographic of this society and make it more Chinese or more Arab or more Muslim. So the Australian public got behind about trying to punish this guy. But if a Western agent goes and pays Muslim influencers to try and change the politics of that country, and that person gets thrown into prison harshly for 11 years, how dare you? You are against human rights. That is pathetic. That is against any empathy or ethical standard. So it's not okay for Muslims to come to this country to change the demographic, change the culture, influence the politics, make it more Sharia compliant, make it more Islamic. It's not okay to do that, but it's okay for your Western agents to go to Muslim lands and make it more secular and liberal, where women become more westernized. So you're okay to go there and change that culture and those religious beliefs because you want to spread your westernism to Muslim lands. The hypocrisy, right? The double standard hypocrisy. Now, you would tell Muslims, if you want to live by Sharia, go to a Muslim country, right? Go to another country. So why don't we then say to these female activists in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, if you want to live by Western moral values and dress code, go to a Western country. Don't come here to try and change our laws. So if you're going to apply one standard for the West, you need to apply the same standard of rule for a Muslim country. Stop being a hypocrite about it. And before you say, oh, well, you're being hypocritical as well because you live in a Western country and you want to live by religious laws and values, but you don't want the same. You don't want Westerners to go over to Muslim countries and live by Western laws. So, there's a bit of a hypocrisy. No, there isn't a hypocrisy. No, we don't. In Muslim nations, we don't promote secular liberalism and democracy. Yes, we do allow Christians and Jews to have religious rights and so forth, but it does not override Islamic law. If it contradicts Islamic law, then those rights aren't given. On the other hand, you claim you believe in human rights in the secular West. You believe in, everyone has their rights. So if you then reject Islamic rights, then you are the one that's a hypocrite because you claim you believe in secular liberalism, freedom for all, right? So you're the hypocrite.